fell into their lap at 14. And I'm not saying he's the same prospect as Brock Bowers, but at the same time, Bowers went a little bit earlier than most of us thought. And the reason for that was because he was such a good prospect. And even though tight ends aren't good value in the first round because tight ends don't really make that much money. So if you take one at 14, you're paying them a lot of money. Like the Colts are paying Warren 20.96 million with an 11.884 million signing bonus for 4 years. That is a lot of money for a tight end, but it's worth every single penny. Warren is going to instantly walk in and be one of the most productive tight ends in the NFL. I mean, he is 6'5" and 256 pounds. His comp is Gronk. Now, obviously, he's not Gronk, right? Gronk is the best tight end to ever play in the NFL, but he's got the size, which means that he can block, he can line up everywhere. Most importantly for the Colts and their fans like me is that he's going to get open in the middle of the field. He's going to be a matchup nightmare. And Indy, it's not like they don't have weapons, right? Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce had a career. A.D. Mitchell struggled with drops, but he got open. Josh Downs missed some games, but he certainly is one of the better young slots that we have in this league. But the Colts were missing something. They just couldn't get anyone open across the middle of the field, and they certainly didn't have a tight end who was able to do anything, right? Well, now the Colts are getting a very good route runner, somebody who's going to be able to find gaps, and somebody who's going to be able to block. And again, versatility, can line up anywhere. Warren even lined up in the Wildcat formation at quarterback. That's pretty crazy to think. Now, Anthony Richardson, and I'm saying Anthony Richardson because he is still my guy. I'm rooting for him. No, I don't think Daniel Jones should be the quarterback. Now, if he wins the battle in camp, then he won it fair and square. But I still think Richardson's the quarterback of the future. I love that the Colts got some competition to compete. But, like, what are the Colts going to really do here with Daniel Jones? We kind of know who he is. And I get Sam Darnold and Geno Smith and Baker. People are going to throw those names at me. That's fine. But the Colts drafted Anthony Richardson with the realization of boom or bust. And it's way too early to say that Richardson is a bust. He's 22, right? Anthony Richardson. He's 22. He'll be 23 May 22nd. So Richardson is going to be younger than a lot of quarterbacks that get drafted tonight. How old is the number one pick, Cam Ward? Cam Ward, age. May 20th. Richardson's younger than Cam Ward, who went number one overall tonight. So I still believe in the kid. I think he's going to be a good player. I haven't seen anything to suggest that he will. I'm just, as a biased Colts fan, I'm sort of hoping he will. But it's important that the Colts get him weapons and that Shane Steichen just is able to build off of the season that he had the first year. Because last season, the Colts took a step backwards all across the board. It wasn't just Richardson. I thought Steichen honestly had a lot of bad moments. So it's going to be up to him to get Tyler Warren, for example, going in this offense and to get him the football and to get the ball out of Richardson's hands quickly. And Warren, he doesn't have blazing speed, but he's just I'm not going to compare him to Tyler Kelsey, the way he runs routes, but he's not a blur out there. He's just a guy that's crafty, that knows how to get open. And that's what the Colts need, because if you're open, Richardson's going to hit you. Like, he absolutely is. Maybe not 100% of the time, but he's going to find you. He's going to get you the football. And I'm excited about it too, because now all of a sudden the Colts have really as many weapons as just about any team in football. And I know that's going to sound crazy to non-Colts fans, but they got JT, who's a top 3 running back. They've got Pittman, Downs, and Pierce alone is a very good receiving core. It's not the Bengals, right, with T and Chase and those boys. But, I mean, that's a good talent. A.D. Mitchell, I expect to get better and better. He's a rookie receiver. He's only going to improve. Anthony Gould, of course, more of a special teams guy, but he's got that speed. Even, like, Ashton Dolan's pretty solid. The offensive line, I haven't been following the Colts too much. I know they reworked something with Braden Smith. By the way, I haven't been following football at all, so I don't think I'm giving up on the Colts. I mean, I'm in baseball and basketball mode right now. I literally have NBA playoffs on right now. But I'm getting back into the Colts now that the draft's over away, because I didn't want to just sit up here and talk to you guys about here's what the Colts should do. Like, no, here's what the Colts did, and let's break it down. So I just don't really like hypotheticals. So that's why I'm telling you guys about how Tyler Warren will fit in with this offense and how he's going to literally change everything. Dalton Tucker, more of a depth guy. I mean, Bortolini, obviously no more Ryan Kelly. Wow, the Colts, that's right. They lost 2 guys on their line. They lost Kelly, and then they lost their guard, Will Fry. So that is not exactly what you want to see. But hopefully these draft picks are going to be able to kick in, right? Bernard Ryman. And then, of course, Dalton Tucker was brought in here. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But the defense with Lou and Romo is going to be the key here. The Colts did go out there and they addressed the secondary. Personally, would not hate it at all if the Colts upgraded their defensive line in the second round. I'm not saying that that's necessarily a need this year, but next year the Colts have a lot of guys going into free agency on the line. Like one of them is Kwity Bay, so this is an example of one of many. Hopefully, Ebukam can get healthy and can be back to his self before the injury because he was a stud for the Colts, man, coming over from the Niners. And then, yeah, Charvarius Ward was definitely the biggest pickup, one of the biggest pickups we've had in a long time. I mean, if he can get even close to his old self, I mean, he was an all-pro corner and then tragically lost his daughter. Just absolutely devastating, man. He needed to get out of Santa Clara and play for a new team. And I'm hoping that he can just come to the Colts and just get back to his old self because, I mean, he would instantly just change the Colts in the way they're able to play defense and the way they're able to scheme. So that would be huge. And Anaromo needs good players in the secondary for his scheme to work. So that's kind of that. But on top of that, I mean, I'm stoked. I'm ecstatic that the Colts got Tyler Warren. They got their guy. They didn't have to trade up. And to be honest, I feel very lucky because I remember as well wanting, again, I know I said this earlier, but I remember wanting Brock Bowers so badly and even being willing to trade up. And I would have probably done a first and a second, not two firsts because it would have only been a couple of spots up, but Brock Bowers was that good. And if Warren can even become close to Brock Bowers, the Colts definitely got an A+ on this pick. But I think the thing about Warren is that he's only improving as a blocker and he can line up anywhere. So it's not like he's just strictly going to be a blocking tight end like a Jack Doyle, or he's not just going to be a pure receiving tight end. He's a guy that can do everything because the Colts are a run-first team. Even though they're drafting Tyler Warren, in last season at Penn State, he put up video game-like numbers, 1,233 yards and 104 catches. I mean, that's just absurd. It's preposterous. But you have to understand that the bigger picture here is that, well, Warren can also block. He's got the size, and he finishes his blocks, most importantly. The Colts are going to run the football with Jonathan Taylor. Would not be surprised at all in the third or the fourth round if the Colts add in another running back. Running backs are going very quickly tonight. There's already been 2 taken in the first 22 picks. So as Matthew Golden goes to the Packers, oh my God, the streak ends. What is that, their first receiver since 2002? That is insane. Wow, we just witnessed history for some of you guys watching right now. I doubt anyone really cares it's a Colts video, but that's pretty crazy. You should care, and here's why. He didn't go to the Texans. I promise you everything I have. If he did not go there, the Texans would have taken him. So I can't promise that. I'm exaggerating. But you guys get what I mean. Is that at least he doesn't go to the Texans. That takes another receiver off the board because Nico Collins is already impossible to stop. Imagine another receiver on the other side. Good luck with that, right? So, yeah, I'm pretty happy as a Colts fan, to say the least. I know about Tyler Warren, but I haven't looked at his film, his tape. So the next time we talk, we'll actually do a film analysis breakdown on Tyler Warren and how he's going to fit into the offense. But this is just my very brief thoughts. This is like the least educated I'll be on Tyler Warren the rest of his time as a Colt.